Hello everyone, thank you for clicking on this video. This is Zach, aka Zeus, aka the Global Chieftain. In this video I want to talk about one of my past lives. In a past life, I was actually Adam, the first man. And I don't really remember hardly anything about this reincarnation, but I know it's a significant one, and it's a biblical one, so it has to do with, I guess, the beginnings of mankind, but right off the bat here, I'll offer this little piece of information. I think this was referring to a restarting of mankind, because Adam was not my first reincarnation. I was Zeus first, so this one I believe was my third reincarnation. I believe I was Zeus first, and then Set, and then Adam, as far as I know. So this must have been later in history, but I know it was a long time ago. So I'm not an expert on this by any means, but I've read over the Wikipedia article on this. So, basically, Yahweh decided that there was going to be a first man on earth, and that was me. And then he made a companion for me who was Eve. Now, Eve was actually my sister Hera from back in the Greek days. So that's who Eve was. And, so Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden, which was basically like a paradise where everything was peaceful. There was no war. It was the beginnings of what could have been like a perfect existence for humanity. But as the story goes, there was a talking serpent who I believe was Satan for sure. And that serpent convinced Eve to eat from the tree of knowledge, eat the forbidden fruit from the tree of knowledge. And by doing so, it would give humans the knowledge of good and evil. And I guess Eve gave some of the fruit to Adam, so they both ate it, and that went against, Yahweh's commands. So Yahweh basically expelled them from the Garden of Eden. So again, this was a super long time ago, so I'm not sure what the reasoning was behind this creation, so to speak. It's hard to really know. I guess questions come to mind, but they're what's the word I'm looking for? They're tough questions, because it's stuff that's like, should you really be trying to overthink this, or should you just accept it at face value because it was so long ago, and just accept that, okay, this is what Yahweh wanted to do, and Satan was involved, and it is what it is. That's almost easier to just do that, because, and I guess they were expelled because Yahweh didn't want them to eat from a different tree, which was the tree of life, which would have made them immortal. So I guess it was just Yahweh kind of doing what he felt was right at the time. That's how I view it. So it just makes me wonder, like, what would have happened if Adam and Eve hadn't eaten from the tree of knowledge, and had kind of seeded the human race, and then who knows what would have happened? Would everyone have been, like a perfect human being? Would everyone have been without sin? Who's to say? But, I look at the Garden of Eden as just Earth, human existence on Earth, where everyone's doing the right thing. Everyone's doing what they're supposed to be doing. Nobody's sinning. Nobody's, there's no war. There's no substances. There's no alcohol. There's no drugs, And it would be amazing if people just simply did not have the knowledge of evil. That would be, a certain type of existence. But that's not how the story is told. Satan was there. He was talking to Eve. He was, telling us, the first two people that, no, you want to have the knowledge of good and evil. That's, it's there, partake, even though Yahweh said not to. So it's kind of like a little bit of a struggle between Yahweh and Satan and getting the first humans involved. But, again, I'm not an expert on this, but I just figured I'd give my thoughts on it. Now, the nickname, the Global Chieftain, I just think that's kind of cool, and it's a nickname that I basically gave myself because I was Adam, so, in this storyline, I was like the first man, so, everybody who came after me, it's like I'm the chief, looking at it in a tribal sense. So, I don't know how relevant this is anymore, but I think, to me, history matters to a certain extent, and these famous reincarnations that I've had over the, whatever, long stretches of time, I feel like it's worth talking about it. But I think, bringing it back to the modern times, 2025, planet Earth, there's a lot people can be doing to live the right way. And a lot of it comes from, Christian rhetoric, so to speak. But, it's, to me, it's like you got to live the right way, No violence, no war. Don't, do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. The golden rule, that's still very valid. And be a nice person, and don't drink and don't do drugs, and you're pretty much living in the Garden of Eden, as far as I'm concerned. And I mean, Yahweh and Satan are watching over everybody. They're the rulers of this world. And I think, according to them, that's kind of like what they want. Or at least that's what I want. And I'm pretty sure that's what they want as well. So, yep, that's about it. The Garden of Eden. Long time ago, Adam and Eve, long time ago, very primitive people. And I think there's a lot that went on back then that is lost to history. I don't know, I read different things online about how Adam was allowed to name all the animals and stuff. Like, that's super cool if that's true, but, and then human history just sort of unfolded from there, and, but, I mean, there's accounts where Adam lived to be like, over 900 years old. That's pretty crazy if that was what Yahweh intended for people to live that long back in the day. Who knows? I don't know. I wasn't around back then, and there's no way to really prove that, but that would be something else if humans were to live that long. But, it's almost like, in this storyline, this tale of Adam and Eve, it was like, we were almost supposed to be like animals, like pure, like, because you look at the animal kingdom, they don't have knowledge of evil. They're not out there doing evil acts. They're just surviving, they're just playing around and surviving and procreating and, they don't have the mental capacity for evil. I don't believe. I think that's more or less a human condition. So, but yeah, I could sit here and philosophize about this for quite a while. This is a philosophical topic for sure. And again, I'm by no means an expert, but I feel like, it's why not hear it from the guy who actually was Adam a long time ago. And, Eve, I'm aware who Eve is. I'm going to be making a video about my sister Eve. Hera, I'm going to be making a video about Hera in the coming future, I believe. So that'll be cool to get that information out there. So, yep, if you watch this video, thank you. You're cool. And feel free to subscribe, because I want to make more of these videos talking about my past lives and also a lot of other people's past lives that I'm aware of. So I think this is good information to be getting out there, and I like history, and it works. So thank you for watching. Take care.